Right. Hi everyone. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that I recorded the video without actually recording it. So basically, I solved this particular thing. I explained everything, but then I realized that it was not recording. So that's very unfortunate. So I'll not write the code entirely from scratch again, but I'll explain every particular thing that I've written in my code. Okay. But for now, let's try to understand the problem statement here. Okay. So the problem statement is that you're given total n minus 1 integers. You're given an integer n, which means that you have to basically consider all the numbers from 1 to n inclusive. 1 and n both are inclusive. Okay, so and there is one integer that is missing. Okay, so we just simply need to return that missing integer, as simple as that. Input is basically, as I said, first line would be an integer n, and the second line would contain n minus 1 numbers, and each number is definitely going to be distinct if it is from 1 to n. So you're not, there's just one single number which is missing. Okay, therefore all the numbers would be distinct. You will not be getting 1, 2, 2, 3, and with 4 and 5 being missing for an integer n which is equals to 5. Okay, so we actually need to print the missing number, as simple as that. So constraints, as you can see, the constraints are like this. And input, for an example, 5 is the input, so we need to actually check from 1 to 5 which number is missing. The numbers are in random orders. So 2, 3, 1, 5, we see that 4 is missing, and that's what we are outputting. Okay, cool. So I've already submitted this particular code. I'll resubmit it again, just for the sake of showing that what we have written is correct. Okay, correct. So I'll explain both the codes to you guys. Okay, so scanner classes for taking input, right? So one input that we take is the integer. So here, for an example, 5 is an integer. So basically, how many numbers you will be getting? Four numbers. So if 5 is an integer, one number is missing. So from 1 to 5, if you have 5 integers, one number is missing. How many numbers you will actually be given in the input? Four, right? So this is the input. So what I'm doing is I'm just creating a sum variable. You'll know why. For now, just focus on the lines that I am explaining to you, because while coding, I already explained everything in order, but here everything is written. Just don't misinterpret anything. So for integer I equals to 0 to n minus 1, you'll so why lesser than n minus 1 and everything. If you would have started this loop from I equals to 1, you would have done I is lesser than n. But since I've started it from 0, and let's say n here is 5, right? So 5 minus 1 is 4. So I has to be lesser than 4. Why? I is 0. Yes, this loop will execute once. Okay, now I is actually 1. So again it will execute. Then 2 is also lesser than 4. Uh, Again execute. 3 is also lesser than 4. Again execute. 4 is not lesser than 4. It will stop. And how many times we have executed the loop? We have executed it 4 times. That's what we want, right? So we'll be getting an integer, right? And so what I'm doing, I'm just adding the summation to it. Now what I've said, what I've expected, what I've done here is that if I was given all the integers, the sum would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, right? And if I only add the integers that I'm given, so say for in the test case we're getting 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 1. If we subtract both of these things, we'll actually get 4. Fair enough, right? So 1 cancels 1, 2 cancels 2, 3 cancels 3, 5 cancels 5. Basic maths. So what we will get is 4. That's what we want. So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually doing expected sum minus the actual sum that we have right now. So this is maintaining the actual sum that I have. So okay, why I've taken long sum. I told you to consider the test cases given. So constraints given. So constraint was 2 into 10 to the power 5. So we might overflow. I just don't want to overflow, especially in this formula. So what we have done is we have taken a long sum. So if we just simply type this expected sum minus sum, what we'll get is the correct answer. Okay, and um, there's another method to solve this. Okay, so here the input given to me is 5 is the total, n is 5, and the this is the input. So let's say if everything was given to me in the form of array. Here it's not in the form of array. What we can do is we can simply create an array and simply add it in the array like that. We can do this. However, it will take extra space. Okay, and but I'm just explaining it to you. Let's say you're given an integer array. What you'll do in that case, you can sort it. So after sorting, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 5. And then we can just start iterating and check if it one is there, okay, move forward. Two is there, yes, move forward. Three, move forward. Four is not there, so we will just simply return four as the answer. Okay, if let's say four was also there, so one was there, two was there, three was there. For an example, four was also there. So what was after iterating, if you have not got anything, we'll just simply return the last number, which is n. Okay, clear? So if you know, sorting actually takes n log n as the time complexity, and O of n is the traversal cost. So O of n would n log n would be sorting cost, and then you would traverse from one to find that what number is missing, one, two, three, four, five. So this would be the traversal cost. Also, merge sort internally, I've written it in bold. Merge sort internally uses some extra space, and if for an example you were storing in this inform an array of an array, you would also be taking O of n extra space, right? So this, of course, is not a solution that you should be coding, but this is again one of the solution with n log n and O of n space. Okay, but this particular code that we have written, it's basically O of n time complexity, and space complexity is O of 1, because we have not we have not taken any other space apart from the variables out there. Okay, so this is the problem in a nutshell. I've explained everything to you. I'm so sorry that I actually was not typing it again, because I don't want to like type it again and again, because while explaining I've written every particular thing that is needed. Um, as I already told you, if you know, I've told this in a video I was probably not recording. But so if you want to find all the codes here and all the problems or statements that we solve, you can check it out on my GitHub repository that I'll be linking out, in the description box. And yes, that's it. I hope it was clear to you guys. If you have any other doubt, you can just ask me anytime. And yep, thank you very much. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.